Hi, everybody. Janet Eichhorst here. Welcome to episode 13 of this podcast series. I'm very grateful you're here today. I am feeling a lot of fire today, and I want to put it to good use. So, a great time for us to be together, to use that power, that fire. And, we are in the year of the fire horse now, and I do feel that sensation of there's so much energy. And for those of you that have ridden a horse, when you're holding the reins of that horse on a 2,000-pound animal, you can feel the power of that animal. And holding the reins, you're kind of just keeping it in that right balance so you don't get take off and, end up on the highway. And you can use that and direct it to go where you want to go and to have that experience with that power that you want to have. So let's take a few breaths here and see if you can sense that power, that fire. It's all the elements, but right now in particularly, you may feel a different sense of your power. So breathe into your body, breathe into and with your mind, your body, your spirit, all of you, to feel more here. Ooh, there, the energy shifting. Just relax a little bit. Let's make this easy and fun, right? Let's do that because we can, and I certainly want to. Okay, so what are we going to talk about today? I know myself as a cosmic shaman. That's one of the roles here I play in this body on this planet. And that translates into the services that I provide. And so today, what I want to do is offer and use that cosmic shamanic ability skill set that I have. Now, mind you, we've all got our skill sets, right? I mean, that cosmic shaman, are kind of fancy words to use for, how do I want to say this? Assisting people with getting all their parts together. Sometimes you hear about soul retrievals. Well, that's a form of shamanism, right? I go a little bit more dimensional when we talk about parts and assisting people with bringing their parts all here, workable and usable. The other thing that's part of that is a way to transform, transmute, shift using organic, authentic power. And so that means if we get entangled with energetics that are not in alignment with who we are as a soul, as a being here, shamanism is one modality that assists us in releasing what is not in alignment, which allows our pure life force to be here, clearer and accessible. It's here, but it feels like it's here. It's accessible to us and it's usable. Okay, so cosmic shamanism, how do we want to use that power, that fire today? This is good. So what I want to talk about today is deconditioning, deprogramming. And with this, there's even a sense of releasing identities. So what's happening in this reality? Institutions are failing, which means our school systems, our government, everything is falling apart, right? It's falling apart because it's not in alignment. In my lens, one way of looking at it, a perspective, it's not in alignment with unconditional love. And that's the essence of how we're created and who we are. So as these institutions fail, these institutions, when we look at them, what are we seeing now? There's corruption. There's people that are not in their integrity, that have done bad things, and there's systems that have been created, programs that have caused harm. So what we want to do today is deprogram, decondition, and release anything that is part of that institutional matrix, right, of what's not in alignment with who we really are. We personally, I like to have some sort of setup, a government, whether it's town, national, on whatever level, county, that puts down, creates roads and fixes them, right? And I want that to be done in a way where there's no harm caused. So what we want to do today is get rid of, release from all of who we are and how we're operating here, our physical bodies, our energetic bodies. That includes our neurological system, our cells. Oh, there's a lot of energy moving right now. So let's just take a few breaths now. And so the invitation is for you personally to release, to deprogram, to decondition from anything that prevents you as a sovereign, brilliant being of love light. That's what's underneath all of this, that prevents you from expressing and living and honoring you as that brilliant being. So let's take some breaths here, sort of intend that your sacred heart gets brighter. Right? It's bright, it's infinitely bright, and we want to have access to that right now. I would encourage you to put one hand on your belly, because the energetics that we're talking about here, we want to release, deprogram, decondition from our physical body. So when we put one hand on our belly, those lower chakras, that lower chakra system, is how we interact with physical reality here, directly, I'll say. And there's a lot of survival mechanisms that are in that lower chakra system. Survival, root chakra, yeah? Okay, so let's breathe together in our whole body. And as we go through this, I just want to confirm, reaffirm, I'm a take what you want and leave the rest kind of gal. I am honoring you and offering you energetics and opportunities for you to be more of your authentic self. Sovereign, free, that level of joy in there, right? That's the offer. And you take what fits, translate the words, if need be, into a language that fits with who you are, so that you can receive and be your own shaman, really, which means just transmute, transform, shift into different states. It's empowerment, and it's you doing it for you. And I am guiding and providing conditions, energetics, possibilities for you. Okay, so let's breathe together here. We've got an incredible field. Let's take advantage of this, right? Okay, so any energetics, any frequencies, vibrations, tones, sounds, sacred geometries that will be useful, that are completely in alignment with unconditional love, we ask for those to be present and accessible to us, for us. Any assistance from any being, helpers, whatever that means to you, translate if this is not your language. Only those that are aligned with unconditional love and honor and respect the sovereignty of the one that you are. So, any assistance that's helpful, whether you call them angels, helpers. Oh, the energetics are getting very strong right now, and I've got a lot of heat moving through my body. More of that fire essence, transmutational, transformational energetics. Okay, so what we're going to intend is that life force energy, the God source, universal life force that moves through you as you, gets very strong right here. And just continue with your breath. Okay, we've got some helpers coming in here to basically deprogram, decondition, and just relax. And your higher levels are in charge here. You're driving the bus. Whatever's not in alignment, just say no, right? And you can do that on higher levels. It doesn't have to be conscious. Set that as your intention, and it is so. That's how we work here. Whew, okay. I want you to claim, well, the invitation, I would love for you to do this, but the choice is yours. I want you to claim, I would like you to claim, I invite you to claim your worth. Okay, this is a program here on this in this planetary consciousness that has intended that we don't feel like we are the God force, energetic, brilliant beings that we are. If we knew how powerful we are and acted that way and use that power aligned in our soul purposefulness, nobody would ever have control over us ever. So we're going to take that pure power, infinite in nature that we are, and know that worth isn't even a thing. We can't not be worthy. We are life force essence. So let all of you know that. All the parts and pieces that you are, let all of you know that. And this isn't a mind exercise. This is an experience of knowing, revealing to yourself and letting yourself know who you are. Let that build those energetics, that knowing in every part of you, including your physical body. And if you have something coming up like emotions, be present to them. Let them pass through. You don't need to create a story around it or have a story unless there's some realization or recognition in order to transmute. But don't hang on to anything. This is what deprogramming and deconditioning is. When things come up that aren't in alignment and we see them and are present to them, we let them go. In and through unconditional love. Keep breathing. Allow that to happen for you right now and now and now. If you want to go deeper, take it to the next level down. With shamanism and cosmic shamanism, we go to the core of how patterns are tied in or woven into our physical bodies or energetic systems. Nobody has power over us ever when we claim our divinity. Keep breathing. Oh, there we go. Let it untangle. Anything untangle, transmute, alchemize. Let that happen for you easily. feel your big self here, your whole self. Let yourself be your pure, organic self now. And just see what's available to you right now. Just sort of scan yourself, whatever that means. It doesn't have to be hard. It just means notice what you notice right now. So just see what's here for you. Oh, well, that's not me. Oh, wait, they said that. I believe that was true. Gone with love. Honor them. You are now becoming more of who you are without that conditioning. Oh, they told me this was true in school. That's not true. I let that go. So many things that happened in school were to create beings that acted in certain ways. Of course, we want to live in a society where we honor and respect each other and get along. That's cool. But it is based on honor and respect. Okay, we're going to go on a deep one here. So, everybody just take a breath. So, what we know is that those people that have taught us in whatever environment it's been in have not been in their integrity in big ways and have done super bad stuff. That's true. So take a breath on that. If you feel anything, just feel it and let that emotion flow through. There's a huge awakening here, and this is part of the deconditioning and the deprogramming process. It's being honest about what has happened to me personally, to our children, to our parents, to our pets. And I'm not saying dwell on it. I'm just saying acknowledge it. So that's part of the deprogramming and the deconditioning. Okay, go back to that pure life force essence that you are right now and breathe. Make that stronger. And whatever sort of stuff that may have gotten brought up for you, you can send that back to source self in unconditional love. You can let it transmute, alchemize, whatever needs to happen, however you're guided to do it. There's many ways, many ways. Claim who you are. I am not negatively influenced or controlled by anyone or anything. This is my divine decree. I am sovereign. I am free. Be with you now. Let yourself know who you are and let yourself know that that power that you personally yield and wield is infinite. You can make a commitment to yourself right now that you will not allow harm done. You will care for yourself and your loved ones with this pure power, which doesn't need that super aggressive force in most instances, right? It's based on love. Even if you're rescuing your dog from a dog fight, there can be a level of purity and a level of strength in that that is unconditionally love-based and aligned with your pure soul essence. Okay. I hope and invite you to love yourself like you have never been loved before. Care for yourself like you have never been cared for before. That's what we do here. When we care for ourselves in that way, we're able to show up and serve in the world in ways that shift everything. So much love to you. Infinite blessings. Please like, please share. Please use these energetics in ways where your soul is like, yes, we're doing it. Thank you. And bye for now.